back again, had to beat the dark force, the opposite, the duality, the opposite complex. See, that's how it works. Everything you do in this world, there will be opposition against it, unless you are serving the darker side. Okay? So this is how this world operates. It sounds very negative, but it has gone into the negative realm, because positive and negative, they're the opposing forces too. They're the duality, right? Now, I'm trying to get this message across under difficult circumstances, at the expense of myself and wasting my time, no doubt. But I just want people to think about it, because I wouldn't have believed it either, only so recently. But now I see it as a physical reality, even though this whole world is not really a proper physical reality, because it is controlled by a God, and a God can control reality. Figure that out for yourself. It's a technological God, right, that can control this technologically based world. Human beings are not technical in the way that they are now operating. They are not meant to naturally be that way. A bit like organic versus your computer. Like a tree growing as opposed to a artificially made tree, shall we say. One made of plastic, okay? In that shape. That's the world we live in now. We are now living in the plastic world, and of course that's another issue too. But that's all. This is just part of the opposite complex game that is played by the God that rules. It's all a test, and it's all a situation-based thing. It's a video game full of contradictions everywhere you go. And this is how it is. If you accept that you are playing in an artificial reality video game, but that you are really not meant to be in this artificial video game, I mean, obviously you'd say, well, why are we here then? And well, okay, that's another question. That'll be another video if I can put it that way. But what I am saying is that we're not meant to be stuck here forever, no, because we are spiritual beings. But we are stuck here because we get trapped by the technological physical world, because we think that is us, because we feel it. Even right this very minute, I find it very hard to think of myself as a spirit when I'm trapped in this body that is very difficult, that is full of disease and illness and all this sort of thing. This is another thing that probably should not be so much, but that is because of the opposition, the world, and the way this world operates. Does anyone think that the world is operating naturally or spiritually? Whether you believe it or not, do you think the world is operating that way? And do you think that the technological way has made for a better world? Personally, and I'll put my own opinion here, even though it's only my opinion, I do not think the world has ever been positive, but I would say that every year that goes by, instead of getting more positive, it gets less, because there is more of the negative physical domain taking over. So if we are spiritual beings and the world has now become more and more physical, but has it become a better world by being more and more physical? Is the actual earth better? No, of course not. We all know that. But even that is a joke, because it is all controlled by the God. So whatever we do at the present time, while we are operating in the physical and believing the physical, is not going to get us anywhere, because we cannot control the physical very much at the present time. Not while we do not accept that we are spiritual beings, that we are all connected mentally, spiritually, but now we are connected by the physical, which is totally different. That puts us into the duality and the opposite complex way of living, because there's no real direct connection. You know, you might say, well, the internet connects you with a lot of people all over the world. It does not connect you with every single other spiritual being on this planet. No way. Does it ever, or can it ever? I know they talk about the singularity. Yes, the singularity is, we had a natural spiritual singularity originally, I think. This other singularity that they talk about is not a spiritual singularity. It is a singularity of the God that rules the planet. This is the test. And if you think that that technological singularity will lead you into paradise, well, you'll find out whether it will be paradise or not once it goes that way. But if you don't believe, as most human beings don't, because how can you believe if you're disconnected? How can you believe in something when the connections aren't there? Naturally, you're going to believe more in the technological connection because it's there, you can use it. So you're going to say, why would I believe the rubbish she's saying when I can't connect spiritually anymore anyway? And I don't, you know, I use my physical communication. So naturally, yes, that is how you are going to operate. I'll have to close off and I'll get back because I'm getting dark forces against me right this minute. Sorry.